Hey guys, M13 here. That's a spare helmet. I forgot somewhere and I pick it up. My dog used to share a seat with a helmet. I wanted to talk about the Logan Paul thing. And I'm not just jumping on it because I think it'll get me views, because for one thing it probably won't. And for another thing, I'm actually somewhat educated on the topic, because I see there are people that are like making videos about him and they never even watched him to begin with. They just know what he did, where he filmed it. For those of you that don't know, Logan Paul is literally the biggest thing on YouTube. He has the biggest channel with, like, he's breaking records for new subscribers. He's breaking records for this and that. He's YouTube's biggest star, and his name is Logan Paul. And he's also one of the only channels that I watch daily. And everybody, I've yet to meet anyone. The funny thing is, I've yet to meet anyone that likes him. Like, every real person I've ever talked to is like, oh yeah, that douche, I hate him, blah, 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 blah. And I think that's because he's a little over the top, he's a little bit fake. But people that know him in real life say he's like the most hardest work. He puts out what is the equivalent of a TV show every single day for the last 460 days. Well, I think he stopped for about the last 10 days or so. He hasn't uploaded anything new since this drama thing. So, for those of you that still don't know what's going on, so Logan Paul, YouTube's biggest star, he was in Japan. He went to a place that's called, that has a nickname of Suicide Forest, because Japanese people are known for suicide, and a popular place to do it is this forest. So he went to the forest and he was going to make a video about it being haunted, and they were going to spend the night there and make a scary video. But they just happened to come across a suicide. They happened to come across some guy hanging from a tree by the neck. He filmed it, but he blurred the guy's face out entirely, and not just a little, but like entirely. He did so there's nothing graphic in the video. There is a body hanging from a tree, but anybody who's ever seen pretty much any movie has seen something much worse, albeit fake, but nonetheless, you know what I mean? It's nothing, no one's gonna see it and be like, oh my goodness, that's horrific, because there's nothing horrific about it. It's just a body hanging from a tree, and you can't see the face, so there's no gore, you can't really, a lot of people assumed it was just fake. There's nothing scary about the video. So, but yeah, so he filmed the body hanging. But here's the thing, like, if you record every single day of your life, literally every single day of your life, and put it online, and then something as interesting, and interesting is the correct word to use, it doesn't matter if it's horrific, it's still interesting, as walking, stumbling across, being the first person to find a corpse hanging from a tree. Hello. If you're the first person to find that, it's horrific, it's sad, but it's still interesting. So of course he's gonna film it. He films every single day of his life, and then on the one day that something really out of the ordinary, maybe that's a better term than interesting, something really out of the ordinary happens, he's all of a sudden not supposed to film it. So I kind of understand that. Yeah, but so I don't really feel any hate for him for filming what he filmed. If I were in his shoes, I probably would have done the same thing. Some criticisms though, like, I'll give you both sides of it. Criticisms would be he really should not have laughed or made jokes while standing around the dead body, and he did both of which. And his friends were smiling, but that can be forgiven because it could be nervous smiles, like you're in a situation you never thought you'd even be in. You're just thrown unexpectedly thrown into a situation where you're standing in a forest with a dead body hanging next to you. You're allowed to have like awkward, uneasy smiles, but they take a lot of hate. But he makes a joke or two in the video, and it's like, dude, you just found someone who killed yourself. I don't blame you for filming it, and it's good that you blurred the face out. And he put up all the suicide prevention phone numbers and whatnot. And he tried to make the video about something positive, so that that's good. Yeah, but there are reasons to dislike him. I will give you some real reasons to dislike him. He's a sociopath. Like, he does not have feelings or emotions. In his videos, he brags about the fact that he's dating multiple girls at the same time. He just brags about it openly for everyone to hear, including the girls that he's dating, like not taking into account their feelings. His roommate's dog died unexpectedly. He did not shed a single tear. I was crying. I was watching the video and I had tears pouring down my face, and I barely even saw the dog in his videos, and I was crying. He didn't shed a single tear. He did not. And then he even said in the video, he's like, what makes me, I don't like seeing my roommate sad. That's what makes me sad. Not the dog that lives in my house died. That didn't make him sad. What made him sad was his good friend was sad, and that bothered him. You know, he doesn't like his friends being upset. That bothers him. And I'm like, dude, what about the dog dying? What about the beautiful little puppy dying? It was a puppy. And then he has another video where he races somebody for money, and then he says it's for like 5,000 US, and he doesn't need the money because he's a millionaire. So he says, if I win, I'll just donate the money to charity. But I don't, and then he says, I don't know anything about charities, so if you're watching this video, you can comment below on the name of one that I should give the money to. And then all the idiots who watch this video say you should donate it to cancer. Ugh. Never, ever, ever give money to cancer, you people. Like 99% of all cancer charities are fraudulent. There's you know, people have been giving to cancer since the beginning of cancer, and cancer's only gotten worse in that time. Anyways, but the point is that cancer charities keep like 95% of the money for themselves and goes into their CEO's pocket, and then maybe 5% actually makes it to cancer patients. But that's another. Again, we're going off topic again. The point is that this multi-millionaire admittedly knew nothing about charities. Like, I'm poor, okay? I live check to check pretty much, and there are still multiple charities that I regularly give to when I can, you know. I gave $200 US, maybe like 3 or 4 days ago to Animals Taiwan Sanctuary. Just a few days ago I gave $200 US, and it hurt me, but they were like begging, so I was like, and I gave. So, you know, and here he is, a millionaire. Nope. Oh, and in one of his videos, it's Christmas time, and he has an assistant that works for him, and she works hard, and he gave her like $2,000 US, which is not that much money. He gave her like $2,000. He goes, oh, here's a Christmas bonus for you, and she's like, really? And he's like, nope, psych, and he takes it back. I'm like, dude, fuck. How come he, like, in none of his videos, I can't think of any of his videos where he does something nice for people. Like, he bought his father a car for his birthday, but he's a multi-millionaire. He bought him like a $50,000 to $1,000 car or something, and then it's not that big a deal. And he bought his roommate a Rolex and stuff. But the amount of money he wastes on shit that he uses for, like, he'll spend, and I'm not exaggerating, he'll spend like $30,000 on something that he uses for like 1 or 2 videos and then throws in the trash. And like things that he doesn't even need, like things that are not vital to the video. Like, for example, he bought a grill, like diamond covered things that you put over your teeth to make your teeth look like diamonds. Like, it's not useful in any way, shape, or form. It's decorative, and he just used it like as a joke for a couple of videos where he rapped, and that's it. But he spent like 30 grand on it or something crazy. It's just, you know, and he doesn't give any money to charities. So he could do so much good with his videos, and then people have contacted him. Other huge YouTubers have said to him, like, can you spread this message? Like, we're talking YouTubers that are also millionaires have contacted him and like, yeah, we're spreading word about this charity or that charity, or trying to help raise funds for the people in this country. And he just says, no, that doesn't interest me. You know? So yeah, he's definitely he's selfish to a disgusting level. He has no generosity in him. He's possibly like an honest-to-God sociopath, but that makes sense because he's so successful and hardworking. And they say, like, statistically, like you're 4 times more likely to find a psychopath at the head of a company than you are with a regular person. Like, in other words, sociopaths and psychopaths, they generally climb to the top, and he's the very top for YouTube. So it kind of makes sense that he's an unfeeling bastard. But, you know, he puts a lot of work into his videos, and the reason I watch him is because it's interesting seeing how a multi-millionaire who doesn't have how a multi-millionaire spends every single day of their life, and you get this little peek into their life. You literally see in the background, you'll see girls often, and then they don't speak or anything, like just walking in the background or hanging out in the back of his car, but they're never mentioned, and you just know that's the chick he's banging that day. And it's kind of just interesting to see how a millionaire would live their life, because we can all guess what we'd do with our lives if we had millions of dollars, but we never really know. Anyways, so that's to sum up my video, I don't think the hate for him filming a hanging guy is deserved at all, but I do think there are some very real reasons to dislike him. Yeah, so I don't think the hanging body thing is that big of a deal, really. I don't, but there are a lot of other reasons to dislike him.